Hello there, Paul Tranny here, and I want to show you Photoshop on the iPad. It's pretty exciting. It's a 1.0 release and has a lot to offer, especially if you're doing any sort of compositing. You can see it right here on my screen. Just sharing my iPad screen is all I'm doing. And let's kind of dive into this. You can see it sort of suggest what's next. So more things are coming, just to point that out. But I wanted to show cloud documents. So these are cloud docs. This is pretty exciting. Basically what this means is my documents are going to be available to me everywhere. So I don't have to worry about syncing or using Dropbox or AirDrop or anything like that. My files will just be available to me, which is fantastic. So I'm going to start with this first file. I'll open it up. And key thing to remember is you don't have to save it. It's automatically being saved in the background. Don't have to worry about any of that. We could dive right in, quite literally, since I'm working on this scene. And you can see these layers off to the side. I could use touch gestures, by the way. I could actually pinch on these, like with 2 fingers, and spread out, just like that, and expand that out. And we could see some layers that I'm used to as a designer or creative working in Photoshop. So see those layers? I can like turn on this layer. You get the idea. I can pinch that back down. There's more properties we have, but I'm going to go ahead and pinch and zoom in on this turtle, and this is the composite I want to make. Okay, so you'll see these familiar tools off to the side. Some tools have additional options. As you can see, they pop out. It says I'm constantly going to add to what I'm selecting right now, and I'm actually using Apple Pencil, which is awesome. So I'm just going to make sure I'm on the right layer. I can click and drag, and since I'm selecting similar pixels, well, look down there at the bottom, I can actually select more. Again, there's deselect, all those fun ones. Let's go into select similar. Selecting select similar, and now I can jump in and kind of clean this up. Oh, and by the way, I can use some keyboard shortcuts. I could hit F and start to get these different views of this turtle, and it makes it a little bit easier to select the parts that I've missed. Just a little bit easier to see is all, right? I can hit F again and go back to this view. I think that's pretty good. Just some quick tips for compositing. What do I want to do from there? Well, you'd want to make this a layer mask. So right off to, actually you could do that at the bottom or off to the side. There's that mask icon, clicking right there, and you can see it made that sea turtle mask right over here. So that's fantastic. It's not quite matching just yet. So what I want to do is work on some color correction, and I can do that just by doing a long press right here. I can add an adjustment layer. That will add an adjustment layer to the whole thing, but I actually want to add an adjustment layer just to the turtle. So I'm going to select this third option down right here. It's this one. See it turn it on and off. This will give me all my layer properties. So from here, I can go ahead and say, hey, you know what? Let's add a clipped adjustment layer, color balance, right? Let's shift it away from that yellow into that blue. Make it nice, looks pretty good. It's clipped to that layer. You get the idea. I can move this around all day long. I'm going to do some more things in here as well. Just add a new layer and dive into the brushes. If you do a long press, there's more brush options that you have. So I'm just going to do a soft round pressure and opacity, changing that to white. And if you just click and drag on the size right here, I can kind of see the size of this brush. And I can zoom in to whatever level of detail that I want, right? I can really get in there if I want to. Let's take this brush down a little bit, and I'm going to start painting. And just adding highlights is what I'm doing. Maybe on the fin here, on the shell there. Taking this down a little bit more, maybe on the head right there, a little bit more elegant. You get the idea. This is what I would do when it comes to compositing. Not only using black, but I flip these colors, just swipe between the two. It'll make the background color the foreground color, and I can add some darks in there like that, making that look pretty good, something like that, okay? Obviously, I'm coloring outside the lines. So what would you want to do? You want to make this a clipping mask. So selecting that layer 1 right over here off to the side, it's underneath the mask layer. And what I can do is just click right there and clip it. It's being clipped. We can say I can move it around, right? I can undo that and play with this all I want. In fact, what I want to do is I want to change the layer blend mode. So coming in here, selecting darken, I don't know, a lighten. Actually, I want to split the two. I want to do something like overlay. Wow, that looks pretty good, actually. I like overlay. I can actually scale it back a little bit by adjusting the opacity, but I think that looks pretty good. But let me show you something else that is very special. First off, I think it's really easy to select with Apple Pencil. It just makes my life so much easier as opposed to using a mouse. But let's kind of diving in again to what I have right over here. This little fish off to the side, okay? And what I want to show you now is what's called a touch shortcut. So touch shortcuts allow you to do primary and secondary activities, kind of like your shortcut keys on your keyboard. Okay, so think of it that way. And each tool will do something different. So let me just show you, with that tool selected, I can move this fish around. If I, here's my touch shortcut right here. There's the button right here. Here's my touch shortcut. Holding it down, I can constrain its movement, right? Just like that, you get the idea. Okay, what I can do is click and drag out, and you can say it says duplicate. So it can duplicate this fish as much as I want. How easy was that? And actually makes it kind of fun. Made a school of fish, called group 4. Guess what? Let's just play with that blend mode as well. Do something like multiply. Okay, fantastic. I think that looks pretty good. I have other fish in here that I've been playing with, some large fish. Right, I could have as much fun with this as I want. I have so many fish in here. But it's looking pretty good, and it's being saved in the background. So what do? I just go ahead and go to my home screen, and guess what? It's being synced. It's my underwater scene. I'll actually set this aside. I will just move this over because this is actually on my desktop. And if I show you Photoshop on my desktop, again, I don't have to worry about transferring these files or anything. This is the Photoshop CC 2020 release, and as I load this up, and I'm sorry I didn't have it loaded up already, but look, there it is, right there, ready to go. So what do? I can click on it, and how does that look? Oh, it looks exactly as I left it, and then I can play with this all day long as I kind of click and select maybe that fish and move it over. You get the idea. But that is Photoshop on the iPad. And obviously I can work seamlessly back on my desktop. But that's for another video that I'll dive into in a second. Thanks so much for watching.